Alright folks, we have a tall order today. By the end of this, we're going to need to have 3 computers, one for my mother, one for John, who's going to help me edit, and then upgrade this one to be ready for the 4000 series chip whenever they come out. Now to power them, I had to pick up a few extra power supplies. 2 are scavenged, 1 spot from the store in case those don't work, and both of these still have a power supply. So we got ourselves an incredibly cheap one, a Coolmax 400 watt, just in case. These 2 thermal takes I scavenged out of a couple of computers, don't work. I've got a DVD writer optical drive for her, a 4 terabyte drive for the editor, along with the boot media that's coming out of one of the other computers. I've got 32 gigabyte of memory for my computer, so we're going to jam all of my old memory into his. It's 3600 speed. I've got an NVMe drive to replace my SSD for my boot media. I've got a DRAM cache SSD for his boot media. And I've got a DRAM-less SSD for her boot medium, because the thing that was most important to her was being as cheap as possible, even though I was fine with buying some of the parts. But she wanted to pay for it, so I wasn't going to argue with her. So by the end of the day, all of that will be in these 3 machines. Now we're going to go to a time lapse to show us doing all this work, but because we've got to get this done, we're not going to go through it like we normally would. Now, onto the time lapse. And with the magic of editing, you can see that took way too freaking long. I'm in different clothing. This took 3 days because of real life schedules, but we have 3 computers built. 1 for web surfing and builds and all that kind of stuff for my mother. 1 budget editing rig for Johnny. 1 editing and gaming rig for me. That took too long. It was fun, but we ran into some issues. I forgot that the board we were putting in here needed a BIOS update to take the 3200G. So we had to swap a few things around to get that done. Another problem we had was the power supply that I was planning on using does not work with this motherboard. I've had this thing for so long, I didn't realize that that had happened. So this one is going into the pile for older builds or repairs. I ended up having to use a salvage thermal take, 850 watt, 80 plus bronze power supply. Good news is that's a good power supply. It's probably still got a decent amount of life in it. Bad news, it was salvaged when I was wanting to use brand new. I'm gonna research that power supply to find out exactly why it's missing one of the plugs, because I'm sure there's something really obvious that I'm missing. All right, let's take this bad boy apart. Got our trusty iFixit toolkit, my Ryobi quick turn screwdriver. Let's see if this kept charged while it was inside the backpack. My quick turn does not fit. That's sad. I'm sad. We're taking out the processor, and we're going to leave the memory in because you're getting that memory.
What I'm thinking is we'll eventually get to the point where a clicker is involved.
I had one of those sets up at my old house. The way I had my camera running through a laptop or a desktop, and I had a wireless mouse with a trackball, the trackball removed, and after angling the mouse over the stop and go button, remove the trackball, and that was my clicker.
That's pretty good, actually. Demolition. I don't want to watch a demolition.
Oh, it's not demolition. It's a surgical extraction. So we're going to carefully remove all the wires, make sure we remember exactly where they're at, and we can actually remove this processor now if it gets it out of our way. But I'm not wanting to just yet because I don't actually still have the box for this one, sadly. Actually, wait, yes I do. There we go. If you pull too hard, you can cause damage to it, and if you have good mounting pressure, it means you're going to have suction. Take a picture of that. There we go. That was difficult. That shouldn't have been difficult.
Didn't want to go apart, Josh. Did not want to go apart.
So you're kidding me? No, I'm performing surgery. You'll be in better shape than you were whenever
I don't trust you. You're not a doctor.
I can't blame you for not trusting me. I know I dropped you. There we go. Alright, that gives me some wiggle room.
It's something you haven't touched before, so I imagine there's...
This thing's got all sorts of nifty shit in it.
I imagine that things can be slightly different, just enough to throw you off from what you're used to. So it's like,
well,
everything else probably go a little bit faster just because you know what's going where already.
there is a few things that are different. Like this thing has a TMP connector, which is a trusted platform connector. Basically, allows you to install an encryption key onto your computer. Thanks for watching. This video is going to be in 2 parts because the time lapse took so long. See you at the end of the second part. Please comment and subscribe.
And away we go!
That sounded painful.
Got me in the right testicle.
Nice cheap shot, huh?
Yeah. Ooh. Wait, what? That was cheap bath.
What's that?
These aren't pre-installed. These are heat sinks. Nope. Oh, fucking blind myself.
You have to hold the button in order for it to go off.